How you doing?
I'm good.
I am. Let me just change my view right quick so I can get you. Okay, now I have my eyes on you.
Thank
Um, how you doing today? I'm very much looking forward to speaking to you.
I'm so great. I'm so thankful to be speaking. Your lighting situation is flawless. I love it.
The best compliment you could have gave me. You have no idea what's behind this laptop right now. No, so um, first of all, you spoke this into existence. I'm like, I admired. I think I read an article about how you were watching Endgame and you were like, oh, it'd be cool to do this. And then 1 year later, you're auditioning for it. And then you kill the audition. Obviously, you get the role. I'm like, what do we need to speak into existence right now for you? Because I'm loving the energy. Let's put the energy out there for that.
Listen, first of all, you speak my language, talking about energy and manifestation. I love it because we all have that power. Like I believe that. Like as I believe that, like on 5,000%, and we all have that power. And so it's just about claiming it. And I didn't even know. I don't know. The universe works in very, very awesome and lovely ways. And again, the fact that I was sitting in Nigeria watching Avengers Endgame, and the way that happened, it was like a last minute invite, and it was like a morning screening, and what I mean, I was like, in Lagos, like going to the, finding my way to the movie theater, and then, it's just, and then to cut to me being able to be a part of the Falcon in the Winter Soldier with this kind of character, with this kind of story, like what we're tackling, which is right up my alley. It's I definitely had to tip my hat to the universe and say thank you, thank you, thank you, because it's an honor truly to be able to tell this particular story in this particular series.
That's as you speak about your character, I love what she brings to the story. Because it's just aspects you don't think about, right? We're thinking about the humanity of these heroes in this show, and you're the sister, and you see him as your brother, and you talk to him that way. And I mean, without spoiling it, there's a scene where it comes kind of like there's a complete contrast. Your world, you're on the one side of the phone, and your world is way different, and you talking to him, and he's in the middle of this high stakes situation. What is your emotions about her and your character?
Yeah, it's like, when you have family, you know them as family. And specifically with brother and sister, it's like, especially if you're close at age, it's like I've known you through everything, through like peeing in the bed, all that stuff. And then it's like, it doesn't matter what they grow up to become, a literal superhero, or like in my family, like either a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. It's like, if I call you, I want you to pick up the phone. And so our brother's like, listen, I'm in court right now. Like I can't. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Well, call me back. It's like that expectation, like, listen, like you're my brother, like I'm your sister, like I know you on a different level. And I think it's important that what's so great about that dynamic being shown is like that foundation, like this is where he comes from. And because you know you get to be who you are because of who you've been and where you come from, and we get to see that. And I think it's very important to, because we watch things all the time where we don't necessarily get that, but when you do get it, it especially with Sam Wilson, and like in his proximity to, you know the shield of Captain America, I think it's crucial, and we need that. And she's kind of like the person who's able to just, doesn't matter how high he flies. It's like, listen, we we down here, like, what's good, and they're trying to get on the same page at the same time, because their experiences have been so different, after the blip. It's like, how do you come across to somebody like what it's been like, when the experiences are vastly different, but the same in a way. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, she seems to be a character in your lane, but there was, at least in the scene I'm thinking about, this unintentionally comedic moment. I know you've shared how you love doing these dark, kind of gritty
Yeah.
drama type roles. Could you ever see yourself in the contrast, like doing a comedic role of being that person?
Oh man, I think someone would really have to like see that for me, and then like convince me that I could do it. I mean, and it's funny because it's not like I'm a, you know, obviously there's many facets to me, but and I think people would say that I'm, that I can be a little funny maybe, but I don't know. It's just not something that I'm necessarily comfortable with in that, because I respect the people who do that so well. I don't necessarily equate myself with that, but listen, in the age of like, stepping outside of your comfort zone, I'm definitely more open to it now than I probably would have been, anytime before the past 2 years. And so I'd be open to it. Why not?
For sure. Okay, but maybe that would be the thing we speak. Well, it depends on if you want it though. I love it. So I love that response. That was good. What is something that you would see yourself kind of going in the future for yourself, like a role that would be interesting for you, or like you have your eyes on it?
Yeah, we're living in the age of, you don't wait to create. And so, as well as on top of being an actor, I'm also a filmmaker and, writing and directing. And so I feel like now I'm moving towards claiming that really fully and like, okay, what is it that I want to see? And I'm literally going to have to create it. And, that's challenging. You know what I mean? It's nice to get a script and everything is kind of there and it's presented to you, but it's also another thing of, if there's stories, characters that I want to see out in the world and it's not happening, I really don't have any business waiting for it. And I've never been comfortable waiting, but there is, there's work involved in creating that. And so, yeah, that's literally what I'm steeped in right now, is like writing things, stories and characters. I mean, we have to do it. I have to do it, and it's being done. And, and I'm thankful for those examples. And so, yeah, it's like the thing that I really want to do is the thing that I'm going to have to create. And so, that I am creating now. And yeah, it's a process.
It's good. Is there an experience from your experience with this show, or maybe just in the past year with the pandemic and everything, that has shaped the story that you're trying to tell?
Yeah, I mean, every time I'm specifically with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, just being so thankful to be able to be a part of something that's so big, and the energy is just so beautiful. It feels small, even though it's big, and the care around storytelling and character has been there. So the fact that people are able to do that's happening now in such a big way, like it's entertaining, but we're also talking about important issues that can happen. Just seeing all the different ways, in which we can tell our stories is beautiful. And then in terms of like the pandemic, the time is now. And so it's like, if you have dreams and goals, and it almost feels weird. I feel like we have been confronted with, okay, asking ourselves the questions like, how do we want to live our lives? Like, what's really important to us, And I feel like during this time, many people have had an opportunity to explore things in so many ways, whether it's like, cooking or new hobbies or learning things online, like how many, the plethora of things that people have done, like, classes on writing, that all happened this year in ways that I would have never been able to participate had it been like a physical, like I had to go to a physical place because, things happen, schedules doesn't align. And so I think it's been a beautiful time, as well as a very complex time. And so, yeah, just a deepening and a clearing.
Cool.
That's happened personally for me. That's been, that I feel like I will understand more in hindsight, but I'm so in it right now that I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm just going in faith. I'm just leaning into faith and trust.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to get to speak to you. I love your energy. I love it. It makes me appreciate your character that much more. Best of luck with what you're working on, and I hope to see you down the road.
Thank you, D'Angelo. I appreciate you. Have a great, great day.
Where is the buzz?
Oh, yeah. Where is the buzz? You said
We used to be a
was
singer group.
mine.
Where